Good evening. It's Ken here. Ken's Hobbies. Welcome to my channel. Well, it's in the evening and it's extremely hot weather these days again. So it's cooled off now. It's time to get the next stage level on this car done. The sooner I get it done, the better. So what I did, I got my engine block flushed out. Like I said, I didn't bother videotaping it, but I got the old block. So what I did now, I just made me a hose here, as you can see, following the hose like this, put it up there, hooked it up to the heater flow over here, hooked it up to the other end. So now I'm reverse flow there and flushing the heater core out. I should have captured this when I first started, but I don't know if you can see if there's enough light there, but it's just pretty clear now, running out. So that's that. So that's all that's left now. Pull the radiator out and clean it out. But to get at that radiator, I gotta disconnect my transmission cooler lines here. So now I'm gonna just turn the pressure up just a little bit more on the hose there, and she's flowing pretty good. Okay, now shut the water off, and I'm using the hot water in doing that. Now if you remember, I'll just briefly describe how I cleaned the block out. If you remember the block I made for here, well, I have a little portable pump here that you can run a drill on. So this is how I did it. I used this pump here and washed the fluid from the bottom so it came out the top of the pipe. In other words, in reverse order from its normal flow. Chemical I did want to use, well, it was all turned to jelly, so I used an alternative to it. And it's product you can buy here, but I sunk a little of that in as I cleaned it, and it seemed to have worked. So now we got the heater cord now. Okay, so let's reverse this hose. Get it off while it's hot. Two clamps. Okay, now comes the second stage of flushing the hose. And what you do there for your second stage is you take the hose and you reverse it. So now I'm going to reverse the flow that goes through the heater core. coming out pretty clear there. So we got that heater core now completed. Great. So that takes care of number 2. So the last thing that's left now is the radiator. And I think I'll wait tomorrow because we are starting to run out of daylight. So this is the whole reason I put that hot water tap in. Well, it's another day, another evening I should say. I don't know how much of this you're going to be able to see, but I'm going to give it a try. I'll only be able to tell when I go to edit it, but I'm going to try to get this radiator pulled out of here tonight. So it's cooled down here, so the first thing we got to do is disconnect there. So these are line wrenches. And you're way better off to use line wrenches in breaking the connections free than trying to use an ordinary open-end wrench. Where the hell did he come from? The moon?
Who, me?
Yeah.
I'm just parked on the street just now.
Well, there's room there to park.
Yeah, I know, but wasn't sure on what was going on, so I see you're trying to get this all back together.
No.
Or taking it out.
Still taking it apart.
Oh, you're still in the process. Anyways, I just want you to quickly check this to see if this is going to work, because this is what was hooked up to that laptop. And I'm just wondering if something went haywire on the goddamn laptop in the process of transporting it.
Let me get this book free. Well, I got line wrench on. I got.
Yeah, I was going to say you didn't want me to loosen it. No, me, I'd probably break it. Did you put a rebuild on here, or did you rebuild
No,
it
that's
yourself?
a brand new one.
Oh, it is a brand new one. So that's Kevin's new boat, is it?
Yep.
Pretty fancy-dancy.
Oh yeah. Let me shut this thing off. That's one. And I gotta go. Boy, I hate that.
Here's a good question for you. How come at night the house is hotter than outside?
Why? Because of the material on that there is like concrete. Absorbs all the heat during the day and then it spreads it inside. When I was in Edmonton, it was a concrete apartment that I was in. Well, basically the same thing. It got so hot at night, I used to take the cushions off the couch and sleep on the balcony. You couldn't breathe inside.
And no AC in the house, right? In the apartment, right?
That's right.
Why don't they put AC in apartments? They should think of that. It sounds like the BC government's getting close to passing is getting close to saying that every building must be built with air conditioning.
Well, it's getting more mandatory than what it used to be.
You need it to survive in this kind of heat.
Like this thing, boy, I wish that was running right now and be sitting in it. I used to have, when I had the taxis, I used to have people just come and sit in the car and pay me $20 just to cool off, but the AC running.
You know what Leland said he's done in heat waves? Just drive around.
Yeah, I've done that too.
Because the car is cooler than the building.
That's right. And that's the goal. You want to stay cool. Why do you think I got all the doors open in the evening?
He's like, yeah, I just drove to Williams Lake and back. Here's the heat wave. Cost $100 in fuel, but so worth it.
You've been busy today all day with strokes, falls.
Right now, anyone that's low income, it qualifies for a free air conditioning unit from BC Hydro. And Hydro comes and installs it too.
What type?
It's a central type. From what I've seen
Have
of
to
the
check
pictures.
into that.
You gotta be under 50,000 a year to get it.
Well, look at it. One radiator out.
That color doesn't look right.
Why do you think I have to flush it? That's the reason you do the three components, the three basics. Your engine block, your heater core, and your radiator.
That color does not look right. Almost like there's rust inside there.
That's right. And that was basically from the block. The news is out. Okay, radiator cap should still be on it. Turn it upside down.
That's not made out of aluminum,
Yes, it is. See?
but the actual piping.
No.
Why not?
The newer ones, if it was aluminum, I wouldn't be able to use Prestone. So a lot of antifreeze is out, and that's why they...
But aluminum doesn't rust on you.
I know it doesn't rust, but it dissipates the heat better. But prior aluminum, BMW was the first one that started with aluminum radiators. Now they're pretty well all aluminum.
Aluminum or copper are the main
That's why
two.
if you put Prestone antifreeze in, you had an aluminum system, it ate the material away, just like Tide does with your washer, with the pumps. Got an acid in it that eats it away.
My computer's radiators, I went the extra and bought copper ones.
So Prestone had to do something, and that's why they had to change
The formula?
the formula and match all the rest of the antifreeze to stay business. Okay, now I have a thing here.
I don't know if copper rusts or not.
Copper does not rust.
Sweet.
That's mostly what is the heater core. That's copper. You got two styles heater cores you can put in there. You got either copper or aluminum.
The one thing I know for sure with cooling systems is you do not mix metals. You want all the same.
That's not true. Okay, that's part one. Shove this one in. Well, that one works. That one forward. It'll go in. That's what we want. Back. Okay, make sure. My black tape. Show you how I rigged this up. I forgot this was even running. Okay. Turn the radiator upside down, like so. I took my there, and I made me an adapter to reduce the size here, so that I'm going from the bottom end and coming out at the top end here. So we're going to go turn the water on now. I don't imagine 100% fell on that connection, but as good as it's going to get. And we can see what's coming out already. We're going to let that run until we see it nice and clear. This is what you call reversing the flow. That is the big reason for pulling the radiator out of the vehicle, so you can turn it upside down. Makes it a whole lot easier. Okay, now put it on its side, and we're going to run it in this position. I want to make sure that's a 100% clean before putting it back in. We see more coming out. Just so you can see the coloring a little bit. So we're going to shut the water off again. Let it sit. The reason I'm using hot water, so that the expansion, de-expansion in between the brakes breaks any looseness that's there out. Okay, well that's how you flush your system out. All in reverse order. Okay, that being said, once this is all clean, now we can start putting it all back together. But it's getting towards evening, so we won't be able to get this putting back in till tomorrow evening. Gotta work at evenings these days because it's been so hot. It's in the 30s during the day, and right now is cooling off there. I can't believe how the temperature is going. Plus 31, 32 in the day, and it goes down to, last night it was down to 14 degrees. That's one heck of an expansion. The boys there in the hall at radio yesterday was just going steady. They had every truck in every department, all 4 departments, on the go yesterday. Medical calls, fire calls. Then we had a hell of a storm yesterday, almost like a small little edge of a tornado come through around 4 p.m. last night. Well, it did some damage around my place here. It tore the old well, what do you call that? Thing that has the can there for shade cover, and it tore my roof on my boathouse, what's left of the canvas, all to heck. I'll just zoom it in here. So she ripped it right out. As a matter of fact, There's a piece that it blew into the old apple tree from there. So you can see the distance between where that's sitting in the apple tree and where it was sitting, come from. That's how strong of a winds came yesterday. Now, let's get this off. I even seen branches come off the neighbor's tree. Okay. Well, that canvas is nothing but rags now. Well, I got the laptop running, came down, and we found what the problem was. Connection where the power supply goes into the motherboard, and I've got to pull it apart and fix the connection there for the power supply. Well, the only trouble about having the doors open at night is all the bugs that come in during there. You gotta, in order to keep the building on, keep them open. Anyhow, thanks for watching. Do like, subscribe, share, and most important, hit that subscribe button down below. It's free of charge. Till the next one. Adios.